We've spoken about the West Coast earlier. I think let's start in San Francisco and go a little inward and see what things we can do.
Just next to San Francisco, 45 minutes drive distance, you have a beautiful place called Tri Valley.
When you have good food and you have good shopping and plus a vineyard or two and more, and then you're on the trolley and going from vineyard to vineyard. I mean, in Mumbai we go pub hopping, right? But in Tri Valley you can actually go vineyard hopping.
California has North America's biggest alpine lake, and that's called Lake Tahoe.
You know, I read about it and it said that Lake Tahoe you can see up to 70 feet. That's insane.
Mammoth Lake's town basically has longest winter season in whole of California. So our winter season starts somewhere in November 3rd week and goes up to first week of June. One thing that I definitely want to talk about for beer lovers, Bluesapalooza is the festival that happens in Mammoth Lakes on the first weekend of August. This is West Coast biggest craft beer festival. 80 plus breweries, 200 plus beers, and amazing raw music performances that happens all across town. We have imagined USA as San Francisco's and Los Angeles, but there is US beyond the cities, and that is nature, and for them this is the best place to explore.
Hello and welcome to Travel Explore Celebrate Live. You know, it's always a pleasure to speak about the US, and Neil and I have done a few episodes on the USA, mainly for the first timers. When you're looking for that first trip to the US, where shall I go? The East Coast of the US, the West Coast of the US. And today I thought let's take a deeper dive into some of the places that make it so interesting. You know, let's get off the beaten track and discover a few places that would really add that little extra spice into your itinerary, and you will come back super happy. And to speak about that, we thought let's start with the state of California. And to talk a little bit more about California, we have with us today Aditi, who's the marketing manager from Sartha Global, and she really loves the destination. We are so happy to have you here, Aditi. Welcome to Travel Explore Celebrate Life.
Thank you so much, Sandila, and I am very excited to talk about all the beautiful destinations that are in California that are beyond getaway cities. So excited to talk about Tahoe, Mammoth, and all beautiful destinations.
Sure. You know, when I think of California, I feel there are so many places that you really can't cover everything in one episode. But we'll speak about a few of them and we'll see how the whole itinerary works out. So I'm really excited to do this here with you today. You know, I've been to California, I've driven there, and I really have enjoyed my time. I've done that multiple times, and I think it's pretty easy to get around. So many times when people start planning their holidays, to the US, they think of the gateway cities, New York on the East Coast, San Francisco on the West Coast, and then they're really trying to combine everything together, and they're left with hardly any time in every city. We've spoken about the West Coast earlier. I think let's start in San Francisco and go a little inward and see what things we can do. Tell me some place not too far from San Francisco if we are starting a journey from there, but not too close as well. Like, I shouldn't feel like I'm in the city. You know, a lot of people don't know that the US has such beautiful natural landscapes. We only think of tall skyscrapers, but I think today let's talk of everything that is not a skyscraper. Where would you start, Aditi?
I mean, so you rightly said that, beyond gateway cities and just next to San Francisco, 45 minutes drive distance, you have a beautiful place called Tri Valley. Now, this is called as Tri Valley because it's a valley. You have three amazing cities there: Dublin, Pleasanton, and Livermore. And when I speak about Livermore, the first thing that I think about is wine. Okay, you have amazing wine trails there. When I say wine trails, you are basically getting onto a wine trolley. Imagine wine trolley.
Yeah.
I mean, those who are interested in wine, they would love to hop onto one of the wine trolleys and go vineyard hopping from one place to another, tasting beautiful wines. You also have amazing sit down lunch, dinner opportunities here wherein you can enjoy your time with your friends and family, or also have a girls trip. I mean, if you are interested in shopping, you go to
Who
these.
isn't, right?
Who isn't? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
when it comes to us, we
Yeah.
you know we shop till we drop.
True.
And so if we are going to San Francisco and you want to go to the premium outlet malls, Tri Valley is the region for you.
Okay.
And you can go to premium outlet malls, shop quite a lot, go for a beautiful wine tasting experience there. Talking about Tri Valley, it's not just about wine. You also have some interesting trails there. Now, when I say trails, basically you are hopping from one place to another, tasting different menus. So you have caffeine trail there. You have different coffee shops that are in the area. You have beer trail there. So all these beers are crafted then and there, right in front of you. Have beautiful, taste of the surroundings because they are crafted right in front of you. And you also have ice cream trail there. Who doesn't like ice cream?
Amazing.
I mean, there is no age group who doesn't like ice cream. So
True.
you talk about kids, you talk about the elders. Everybody would love to do this. There is a matcha ice cream there. I mean, that's the variety that is available. So I think Tri Valley is the region that I would want to talk about when I'm talking about something that is beyond San Francisco. Not really in city, but very close to city.
Excellent, Aditi. I mean, that's a great start because, when you have good food and you have good shopping and plus a vineyard or two and more, and then you're on the trolley and going from vineyard to vineyard. I mean, in Mumbai, we go pub hopping, right? But
Exactly.
in Tri Valley, you can actually go vineyard hopping, which just
That's-
sounds amazing. And then you can taste different things. You can buy wine straight from the source as well. So that really makes it interesting. One suggestion, I have for everyone is if you're going on a trail, then make sure you go on an empty stomach. Don't have that breakfast that morning. Be in your hotel. Don't just leave without eating anything because you don't realize the amount you end up eating and drinking with every little stop, right? It's like
Absolutely.
it's just one drink, it's just a small meal, and then by the end you're stuffed. So that is really cool. And this is just 45 minutes away. So Aditi, would you say it's more of a day trip or would you even recommend staying here?
I would absolutely recommend staying there. You just rightly said that there's a lot of food. How much can you eat in one day?
And how much can you drink in a day?
Exactly. So I would recommend you staying there, explore all three regions, all three cities that are in Tri Valley region. That is your Pleasanton, Dublin, and Livermore. You can stay in one city and then explore the rest of the area because there are so many things to do, so many trails to explore. There are Michelin star restaurants there. There are beautiful cafes in this particular area that you can go just for an evening, probably for a date night with your partner, or go to a restaurant with your family to have your family time. So there are multiple things to do, and hence staying there is the right option to do.
I think, when you're thinking of a road trip maybe in California and you start off from San Francisco, there's no need to come back to San Francisco. You can do everything that you have to do in SF and then move on. Maybe take Tri Valley as the first stop, enjoy great food, great wine, great everything, and then move on. So I think let's move on as well. What would be the next place on your mind?
So, the one thing that I can think about when you say next stop, we talk about magical California, right? California has multiple experiences. We have already been to the Valley region. Now, let's
Right.
go to the lake. So, California has North America's biggest alpine lake, and that's called Lake Tahoe. I am excited to talk about this because of the crystal clear waters.
And here I have to stop you because I remember I went to Tahoe and actually I was checking the photos and realized it's like a good 9 to 10 years back. That was my last trip to Tahoe. But if you ask me, what do you remember? The first thing I remember very clearly is the clear water. It was insanely clear. It was a cloudy day that day. But you could just stand and look down and you can see the bottom of the lake. It was amazing, especially in the shallower areas. And Aditi, when I read later, I read about it and it said that Lake Tahoe, you can see up to 70 feet. That's insane. So yeah, absolutely right. One of the best lakes that you could ever see.
I mean, exactly what I was referring to. Sunila, when I speak about the clarity of water, MS Dixie 2 is one of the tours that you take around Lake Tahoe, and you have Emerald Bay right in
That's a
the
boat that you go on, right,
Yes,
in
correct.
Emerald Bay, the
It is a
cruise.
Mississippi style pedal boat cruise,
Ah.
which is on the lake. I recommend doing that cruise because it will take you closer to Emerald Bay, which is a very little island
Stunning.
right at the
Yeah,
center of the
yeah.
lake. Now, this particular lake loop is 72 miles. Okay, so that's the size of this lake. You have amazing high Sierra mountains that are around, and they're snow picked. So because of snow, the clarity of water, because the water is fresh,
It's
correct?
glacial water,
And
yeah.
when you are on that cruise, you will have somebody saying that the mineral bottles that are in your hand, that point, the water is as clear as that.
Wow.
Right?
The
So
water in the lake, you could just drink it off. It's that clear and that pure. Amazing.
99.94% clarity. I mean, where
Amazing.
do you find this,
Yeah.
right? So that's the clarity of water, and hence you see that crystal clear water there. You have, the region that is around is so beautiful, and the nature, that the experience of nature that you get around Lake Tahoe is something that is very unique. You have just come out of city like San Francisco, and you want to settle down, relax a little. Lake Tahoe is for you.
Perfect. And would you say that it's like a year-round destination? Because I heard you can actually even ski in Tahoe, right? You have snow, so you could ski out there.
So, as I just mentioned, Lake Tahoe is surrounded by beautiful mountains, snow-peaked mountains during winter season. We have 15 plus ski resorts. Okay,
Wow.
so ski resorts like Ritz-Carlton, you have ski in, ski out that you can do there, and that's one of its kind experience because you have lake also, and you also have skiing there. You have Heavenly Village there. Heavenly Mountain is very well known for its ski resort. The gondola ride that takes you to the top of the mountains gives you 360-degree view of the lake. So of course, Lake Tahoe is a year-round destination. And when I say year-round destination, of course, there's a transition from summer to winter that happens. And during this transition, you also see another season, and that is fall colors. So where there are mountains, there is forest, and where there is forest, there are colors. So I think it is amazing for tourists to go see those colors when they are around Lake Tahoe region.
You know, Aditi, I realized that Tahoe is a very popular destination for honeymooners. We were planning a honeymoon for this couple, and I think they were planning doing a lot. So they even did Hawaii, they did LA, they did San Francisco. But one of the places, and when I showed them, they really loved it, and I insisted they stay in, was at Lake Tahoe. And I think when they came back, they were so happy because the snow was still on the mountains, and they were able to drive there so easily, get from point A to point B so easily. And I think generally there's something about having a mountain with snow, but also having a lake with a beach, like a ski to the sea, like you call it. So, what are the experiences that honeymooners or those couples looking for a romantic break could do in Tahoe?
That's a fantastic question, Sunila, there because millennials, young generation who genuinely enjoy adventure, but they also want to chill a little because
Yeah.
what happens is, we are we have backpack on our back and we are just running around, going to work, taking break and going on honeymoon is always on checklist for youngsters like us. And when we get this opportunity of getting into nature, exploring it with our partner, Lake Tahoe is something, it's a complete package, okay? As you just said, sea to the ski, that's an entire California itinerary. When you are in San Francisco, you have sea next to you. And as you get into High Sierra Mountains, you go closer to the mountains and you have ski next to you. So, especially for honeymooners, if they are driving, it is very easy to drive in California. Your
And
Indian
I can
license.
vouch for that, yes.
Your Indian license
Yeah.
worked there. So if you are
Yeah,
driving,
so you don't need an international license at all just for California state.
absolutely not. You can.
So as long as your license is in English, Indian license, that's good.
Yes, the
Okay.
Indian chip license work there. And if you are driving, I mean, imagine you have your partner with you, you're driving that 72 miles loop, you're coming to Lake Tahoe. So, Lake Tahoe is basically North Lake Tahoe and South Lake Tahoe. North Lake Tahoe is where you have all your nature, a little slower, slow paced life. You have all the outdoor activities that you can do there. South Lake Tahoe has a lot of urban things to do, very lively party kind of a destination. So, combination of both
Which
of this.
works well for most couples. Yeah.
Yes. So if you are driving the entire loop, coming to South Lake Tahoe, staying there for a night, see, you can also. We are talking about honeymooners, so it depends on how much you want to spend. If you want to do a glamping kind of a stay there, you can do that. But you also have amazing resorts in Lake Tahoe. So you have Edgewood Resort there, you have Tahoe Suites there. These resorts offer spa and wellness also. So you're going there on honeymoon, you want to chill with your partner, just go into a resort, stay there for the night or 2 nights, and then you have offer on spa, do a beautiful spa treatment with your partner. Next day you can go on go to the beaches, explore the sandy beaches. And Tahoe also offers you a beautiful date night setup. So there
Wow.
are lakefront restaurants who can actually arrange this date night setup for you, and that can be a perfect surprise for your partner.
It's like a dream, no? It sounds like a dream. You have the mountains, you have the snow, you have the lake, you have the sea that is not too far away. You have adventure sports that you can think of, all kinds of water sports, all kinds of mountain sports. And if you don't want to do all that, you just want to relax, then you have luxury hotels and you have wellness areas. So just take a chill pill, relax, and enjoy a date night. I mean, it's perfect. I remember when I was in Tahoe after the whole day and walking around, and it was still a little chilly when I went. It wasn't yet summer, so we were in the transition phase in spring. And I remember, and then they said, let's go out on the beach. And I said, it's too cold. What will we do? But we ended up having so much fun because there was a bonfire and we were, toasting marshmallows and having s'mores. It felt like going back to the Girl Guide kind of a thing. And then we ended up singing songs and staying up for late night. So whether it's families, couples, Tahoe seems to fit the bill for everybody. Right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Also for elders, I mean, if they are into wellness, if they are into yoga, nowadays we see people are very much aware of their health, and they are on, say, a holiday trip, but they want to do beautiful yoga session next to the beach. Tahoe also have studios who, arrange yoga sessions that are next to the beach. So think of it, you have beautiful crystal clear water right in front of you and a yoga session next to it.
Wow.
I don't think we get that amount of clear oxygen here in India that you will find it there. So I think that that's also a good idea.
And the best place to do yoga is to fill up your lungs with that pure air. Sounds really good. So we started from San Francisco. We came to Tri Valley. We did our shopping and our wine and coffee and ice cream and everything out there. We went ahead and we came to Lake Tahoe. We rested by the water. We had a great time. Now where shall we go?
Next stop, Sunila, to the southern side of California. Let's go to Mammoth Lakes.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I have been referring to Lake Tahoe as one lake. एक थोड़ा कम हो गया. So let's talk about multiple lakes. And Mammoth Lakes
Yeah,
is
I
a
was
region.
wondering, like you say Lake Tahoe, but you don't say Lake Mammoth. You say Mammoth Lakes.
Yes.
So there's a singular plural thing happening here.
So there's a surprise there. We have 100 plus lakes in the vicinity, and that's Mammoth Lakes region for you. An exciting place to be in, again for adventure lovers.
Aditi, when I was in Europe and I went to Salzburg and Salzkammergut area of Austria, and there were some 70 plus lakes there, and I was blown away. So I can only imagine the whole region of Mammoth with 100 plus lakes, because a lot of times we equate Europe to natural beauty and stunning landscapes, but we don't think the same of the US, because the only thing we've seen in the movies are those streets of Manhattan or San Francisco or these cities or Hollywood. So our minds are always filled with just the cities, but there's a whole big USA in between the cities, and I think Mammoth would be a great place to discover the natural beauty, right?
Absolutely, 1000%. Mammoth Lakes, as I was referring to, they have multiple lakes there. As you enter Mammoth Lakes, so Sunila, I just mentioned that you're going towards south from Lake Tahoe,
Right.
and as you're going towards south, first you encounter Bodie Historic State Park, which is official ghost town of California. Now, why official ghost town of California? Sounds only very exciting. So basically, this town used to be a gold mining town before, and now they've preserved it as it is. So, and it is called as a coast town, and that's something that you can definitely explore. Spooky enough and good experience there. As you move ahead towards Mammoth Lakes, you encounter Mono Lake. So Mono Lake is an alkaline lake, has beautiful rock formations that are around Mono Lake. They're called South Tufas of Mono Lake. As you go ahead towards
I've seen the photos and they look stunning. Okay, I mean, for everyone who can even go to Google and just Google Mammoth Lakes and its natural beauty and surroundings, and you have these really out of the world formations. Like you wonder, wow, how did this get here? Like, what is this? So limestone formations, and then with so much of history and the glacial region and everything, it's just stunning. So South Tufa formation stars are the first thing, and Mono Lake. Go on.
Correct. So South Tufas of Mono Lake, because it's an alkaline lake and there are so many geological activities that keep happening around the region, South Tufas are very well known for its rock formation, right? And they are the ones where you take a lot of picture stops. Those who love making
Photographs,
reels
yeah,
and
yeah.
standing
And even
there.
just looking at it, right?
It is
When you're back
beautiful.
home, like before doing this podcast, I went back and looked at all my Lake Tahoe photos and everything, and it's just happy memories. So yeah, take all the photos you want.
Absolutely. And it's like US is unfolding for you in very different perspective.
Right,
It is
right.
seeing a huge building built in a city and seeing
Yeah.
beautiful rock formation middle of forest has
Yeah,
two
carved by
different
nature.
carved by
Amazing.
nature. There is no architecture there, but the nature
Yeah.
itself is the architecture. And it's beautiful to see and have it on your itinerary because you're seeing something, your eyesight is shifting from beautiful top, huge buildings to directly a landscape that has everything made by nature.
There's also one more place, Devil's Stockpile.
Devil's Post Pile.
Post
Yes,
Pile,
yes.
yeah.
So Devil's Post Pile and Rainbow Falls are again part of Mammoth Lakes town. During summer is when you can go explore this because what happens is Mammoth Lakes welcomes a huge amount of snow. Mammoth Lakes town basically has longest winter season in whole of California. So our winter season starts somewhere in November third week and goes up to first week of June.
Oh, wow.
That's the longest winter season
Wow.
that we have. And then after that, we get official statements from the Mammoth Lakes Authority that the roads are open, and then you can of course go and explore Rainbow Falls. Why Rainbow Falls? Because when you see the water falling down, you definitely will see rainbow there because of the formation that happens there with sun and the water
The
that is
light
falling
and
down,
water.
right? So hence it is called as Rainbow Falls, and the geological structures of stones have made Devil's Post Pile. So you can go exploring forest and then encounter Devil's Post Pile and Rainbow Falls. Second thing about exploring this is from Mammoth Lakes town, you have free shuttle service available to go there and see this.
Oh, wow.
Because they encourage you to go explore forest. Of course, you can hike and bike, and Mammoth is very comfortable for hiking and biking. There are multiple, because it is surrounded by high Sierra mountains, there are multiple hiking and biking trails, but you also have free shuttle service. So if that's not possible, you can always go and explore Rainbow Falls with the shuttle.
Go hiking, and when you're tired, come back with the shuttle, right?
And you
Amazing.
if you're biking, you can actually add your bike on the shuttle
Oh, okay.
and then come back. So
That's
they're
super
taking,
convenient.
they're taking care of you completely.
Yeah. And being a geological area, I heard there are also some hot springs here, so
Yes.
which you can see. Like you can see the hot springs out there, and Mammoth just sounds amazing. And you mentioned snow, Aditi, so I'm sure there's a gondola that takes you up because there must be a lot of ski out there as well.
Yes. So the Mammoth Mountain, the Mammoth Mountain gondola is California's highest lift access. That takes you to Mammoth Mountain, on the top of Mammoth Mountain, and you have 360-degree view there. You have visitor center there that can give you the 360-degree view. Of course, Mammoth Mountain also has, now the same mountain will also have Woolies Adventure Summit. Now this particular summit is where you can go do different snow activities. So they have snowmobile there, they have snow tubing there, ice skating there, and they do this during winter time. So you
Perfect.
also have your perfect winter getaway as Mammoth Lakes.
Wow, so it's sounding like both a winter, summer, and of course spring and fall follows. So
Yes,
it's kind
yes.
of again a year-round destination that we can go to, right?
You mentioned about fall. I also want to add here that Mammoth Lakes has a longest period of fall season because of its elevation and it also have maximum number of fall colors in the whole of California.
Wow.
So there are different shades, right? Red, green, yellow. When you are at different elevations in Mammoth Lakes, you see different shades of colors, and that's, I think, very exciting for nature lovers.
That's amazing. And, being away from pollution and being, one with nature in a way, I'm sure you have some dark skies that are really amazing. So there must be dark sky observatories or places where you can just camp and admire the skies, right?
Absolutely. So, as I told you, there are multiple lakes in Mammoth Lakes, and Lake Mary, Lake June are two well-known lakes wherein you can just go sit by the lake towards the end of the day after you have done hiking, biking, and just relax there, have a little camp and look at the sky. You have clear skies. So, Neela, the surprise here is what we face in urban areas, that we have a lot of light pollution, and hence we're not used to seeing clear skies, right? But when you sit at such lake, in a dark spot next to your camping, you have clear skies right in front of you, and I think that's a mesmerizing experience to have. I also want to add here is last August we also witnessed beautiful pink skies because we could see northern lights from Mammoth Lakes because of less of light pollution. So I think Mammoth Lakes has a lot of surprises there.
That's amazing. Even like to have something like a Northern Lights. I think you told me they were pink in color, and the sky is pink. I mean, just stunning. So when you're discovering all this, and of course, food follows. So what can you expect in Mammoth or Tahoe for that matter?
So I will first talk about Mammoth. One thing that I definitely want to talk about for beer lovers. Okay, now I'm repeating again. I'm coming back to alcohol because those who love to party should go here. Bluesapalooza. I have practiced a lot this pronunciation, but Bluesapalooza is the festival that happens in Mammoth Lakes on the first weekend of August. This is West Coast biggest craft beer festival. 80 plus breweries, 200 plus beers, and amazing rock, music performances that happens all across town. Mammoth Lakes is full and is in different shade during this time. So those who love to party hard, Mammoth Lakes is for you. And this is something that you can definitely explore with your partner, with your friends, girls trip, whatever itinerary that you're planning to do first weekend of August. And I think you should spend it in Mammoth Lakes because Bluesapalooza is amazing. Other than that, you also have a lot of winter events that happen in Mammoth Lakes. As I told you, it's a longer winter for them, right? So they have different winter events that happen all across winter season. Mostly all the events that happen in Mammoth Lakes are free of cost. Only your food is what you should pay for, and otherwise you can just enter in the event, except for Bluesapalooza.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, not only is there something to do all year round, there are free things to do as well, and really exciting things to do. From what you're saying, Aditi, I think Mammoth definitely is a minimum 2 night stay, if not more. And I'm sure there's so much to do in and around Mammoth itself, other than your photography and looking at the natural landscapes and skiing or hiking or whatever it is that you want to do. But if you stay longer, are there any other excursions from Mammoth? Like, can you make it a base and go visit other places?
So, perfect question there. For all Indians, I think all of us have heard about Yosemite National Park, right? And everybody who thinks about visiting National Park in United States, Yosemite is one of those names
yeah.
that has to come to your mind. Mammoth Lakes is a perfect base camp for Yosemite National Park. And Sunila, trust me when I'm saying this, you have win-win situation there, okay? So you're going
Yeah,
to
because
Valley.
it's often really difficult to stay inside the national
Exactly.
park. So you are always looking at places in and around the national parks.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you're going to the valley, you are visiting the national park, you are seeing the Yosemite Falls there, and you are coming back and staying at the elevation. What happens is it is easier to explore Yosemite National Park during summer season because Highway 120 via Tioga Pass takes you to Mammoth Lakes from Yosemite National Park. Now this highway, the only challenge here is open during summer season because of the longer winter. Only during the summer season is where you can explore. You enter Yosemite National Park from its eastern entrance. Tioga Pass is the highest motorable access for you, and that's where driving on Tioga Pass is also exciting for those who love to drive. So
Okay.
they enter Yosemite National Park from the eastern entrance, explore the national park, and come back to Mammoth Lakes. Now, Mammoth Lakes has pleasant, weather conditions because of the elevation compared to valley, and also have more accommodation options available so that you have multiple things to choose from.
And it's not far.
It's not far. 45 minutes,
45
that's
minutes.
it. Yeah.
And I think you also mentioned Death Valley is also an excursion that could be done, right?
Correct. So Death Valley is just 3 hours. That is another national park in California itself. So if you are driving from Mammoth to LA or to Vegas, and if you want to do an excursion to Death Valley National Park, that is also an option from Mammoth Lakes. And Mammoth Lakes act. So Mammoth Lakes actually act as perfect center for all getaway cities. 5 hours from San Francisco, LA, and Vegas. And then if you want to do this national parks, Mammoth Lakes is at the perfect location.
It's located beautifully, and you could go up to Yosemite on one day or go to the hottest, driest place below the sea level,
Exactly.
which is Death Valley on the other, which means you could spend like more than 4-5 days around Mammoth.
Absolutely,
That's
you can.
amazing. So I think, when you start off and you've done LA, you've done San Francisco, you've probably done Santa Barbara, San Diego, and the other places along the coast, maybe the Pacific Coast Highway. And then when you want to discover more of the mountains and the lakes and have a great time driving there, then Tri Valley and then Lake Tahoe and Mammoth Lakes seems like the perfect and the right thing to do. So would you say, like, for a repeat traveler, would you put that this would be kind of a route you suggest, or?
Of course, yes. I mean, those who are going there for the second, third time, those who are going there to visit their kids, have already
Yeah.
been to their family's
And with a
place.
10-year visa, you probably are going there, or you can go there every year,
Multiple
or more
times.
than once a year if you
Correct.
want to.
And you've already seen one style of setup, the urban
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
Now you want to go explore nature, which is not so explored as of now, because we have imagined USA as San Francisco's and Los Angeles, but there is US beyond the cities, and that is nature. And for them, this is the best place to explore. California has a lot to offer, beyond the getaway cities, beyond these urban experiences, beyond the museums, and the natural escapes that this region has is beautiful for second, third time travelers who can actually stay there for longer period of time to explore that area. Because as I said, not just hotels, but Lake Tahoe, Mammoth also has apart hotels for your longer stays. So if you want to stay there for longer number of nights, you can actually book an apartment, do groceries. Surprises, Lake Tahoe also have farmers market over the weekend. So go buy fresh vegetables right there, cook
Farm
for
to
yourselves,
table.
farm to table. Absolutely. Very fresh, organic. Go there, buy it, have it then and there, and explore the region. That's, I think, the local way of exploring it.
Right. And Aditi, when you're speaking, I'm just thinking that why second and third timers, even as a first time travel to the West Coast or to California, you can easily like weave this in anywhere. So say I'm going from LA and I go to Vegas, I could go from there to Mammoth, right?
Of course, yes. 5 hours from both LA and Vegas. I think if you are in LA, you are exploring the city, you are done shopping, and you have been to Hollywood already, and now you want to go somewhere, take like a 2 days break or a 48 hours somewhere next to nature, Mammoth is your answer.
So just add on 4 or 5 days into your usual itinerary,
That's right.
and you can have this amazing experience of adding Mammoth, Lake Tahoe, and Tri Valley all in one, and still go to San Francisco, still go to Vegas, still go to Los Angeles.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, this itinerary will be a perfect balance between urban and natural escapes.
All this sounds so exciting, Aditi. Actually, I can't wait to go myself and experience this. And I'll try the next time I go to the US. I'm definitely going to try this trip. But tell me, if I get really excited and I don't want to go to the other places, can I go to this region straight up? Like, what's the connectivity? How do I reach here?
Of course, yes. So for Sunila, for Tahoe, you have Reno Tahoe International Airport. You have 120 daily non-stop flights from all across United States. So even if you are on West Coast, even if you are somewhere in Texas, even if you are in somewhere in Seattle, take flight directly to Reno Tahoe International Airport. Come to Tahoe, explore Tahoe, take your car, hire your car there, drive to Mammoth, explore Mammoth, and then you can choose to go to LA or Vegas. If you want to come to Mammoth, for example, you can come to San Francisco or Denver and take flight to Bishop, which is the nearest airport. So it's called Eastern Sierra Airport because it's in higher Sierra region. Bishop Airport is nearby, so you can always fly to this airport. There's another airport called Mammoth Yosemite Airport, but that is operational seasonally. United Airlines and Advance Airlines, both the airlines fly to these airports, and there is great connectivity via flights as well. So not necessarily you have to drive, but you can directly come to this region.
So if I don't want to drive or I don't know driving, I can still make this trip.
Yes, you can.
Aditi, it was a pleasure speaking about the region, and I'm sure our listeners have a lot more idea of what to do in California beyond the coast, and beyond the urban cities, as you mentioned. Thank you so much for coming down to Travel, Explore, Celebrate Life and speaking about this beautiful trio of regions, which really can add on so much more to a California holiday. So viewers, that was USA and California beyond the gateway cities, a little bit inside, a little bit more into nature, and I'm sure you enjoyed the show. Let us know your feedback at sunila@veenaward.com, sunila@veenaward.com, and neil@veenaward.com, neil@veenaward.com. Let us know what else you would like to listen to, and we'll surely try to bring it on the show. Until then, see you soon. Goodbye.